boy.
You're going to sleep.
UMAR, AHMED, IFL TV, MTK Global, joined by Jones France Jr. and Denzel Bentley. Too sharp, Denzel Bentley. Can't get that in. How you doing, boys?
I'm good, thanks, man. How you doing?
I'm alright. I always see you. Are you like your best pals here? I always see you together.
Might as well be.
We're like a duo, yeah.
I'm like a black twin.
Can't really miss James in that jacket, can we?
Oh,
Right, so
he's trying to match the sun.
I brought it out. I took some grief for it all day long, honestly. I half regret wearing it.
We'll leave it there then. We'll leave it there. Boys, I do want to ask you about the weekend's events. Obviously, everyone's talking about it in boxing.
Yeah.
Firstly, I'll come to you, James. Do you expect any kind of shock on Saturday night?
What's that on the
Ruiz Joshua.
Ruiz Joshua?
Just a small matter of that.
I thought you were talking about this Saturday coming up. I was thinking, who's fighting this Saturday?
No.
With the Ruiz Joshua. I thought he was going to cause problems. But I only thought he was going to cause problems for the first couple of rounds. His style is everything that Joshua doesn't really like. You know what I mean? Even in the amateurs, that type of style used to give Joshua a lot of problems. But I do think something didn't look right about Joshua though. Something went right. He kept his gum shield hanging out his mouth. They kept rubbing that in. I see that.
Late to the changing room.
Yeah, that geezer in the background. You notice when he's in the corner, was rubbing his neck. Something just didn't seem right. But you can't take nothing away from that Ruiz, because that Ruiz would have been. He is a problem. His hands. He's got great hands on him.
Do you think he's been exposed slightly?
You could say that, like, in terms of that kind of style, that you can obviously see fighters that throw combinations will get the better of him. But I just feel like the hand speed was a bit too much for him. But I was definitely shocked. I know Ruiz is a good fighter. Obviously, I keep up with my boxing and stuff. But I thought he was only going to trouble him for a couple of rounds, and then AJ was going to, like, when he lands on him, and knocks him out. And he did land on him. Obviously, he just didn't knock him out. But obviously, after all the allegations and all these stuff and that, it kind of makes sense. But whether they're true or not, who knows? But I just feel like he definitely has been a little bit exposed in some sense. But
I think he's a bit fragile, isn't he? He's fragile. He's fragile. You can't say he's not. I think you stick it on him a little bit. Joshua is fragile. There's no two ways.
I'm not going to write him off until I see the rematch. If the rematch all goes and he's in the correct condition, he's 100%, then I can fully judge and say, you know what, this guy got you twice. But not obviously credit to the Ruiz, he's done his thing.
Absolutely.
He's a good fighter. Like,
I don't think he's actually getting enough credit.
No, he's not.
But at the same time, I think James is right. Something was odd in there, like with the whole neck thing, late to changing room. He looked a bit out of it, and then obviously his old man and Eddie Hearn were arguing at the end.
I was thinking, even in the corner, just to me, you just as a fighter, I've done it for years, and I know everyone's got different ways when they go back to the corner on your minute break. You know, I know everyone's got different ways, but just even from the beginning, he was asking the questions he was asking, like, what's he going to throw? He asked, what's he going to throw, and that, like, just. To me, just saying weren't right. Like, he was asking what Ruiz is going to throw. Like, he's going to throw punches, mate. Like, I'm not even saying it like that, but it didn't seem like he was there. He was there the whole fight.
He was asking some weird questions and asking food, just something about what did he hit me with, and why do I feel like this? It's like, you definitely weren't there. You weren't there 100%. So I don't know what's there, because he hasn't come out and said. Or he's denied the panic attack thing, but he hasn't denied about the rumors about sparring.
And the dad and Eddie Hearn argument.
There was clearly having an argument in the background of that. I respect what Joshua has done though, like not coming out making excuses now, because you know what people like. When people make an excuse, look what happened to David Day. He got ripped, didn't he? Like when he made an excuse, and people make excuses. They get absolutely ripped. Like he has. And I think it is clear to see something weren't fully right about him, and he has started to respect, like, the whole time, to say, like, fair play to Ruiz and that. Do you know what I mean? So,
just the last one on this. Eddie Hearn came out and said the rematch is going to happen. Do you see anything changing in these 4 months? Obviously, Ruiz is going to have a full camp this time. He only had 6 weeks. Do you see a different outcome at all?
To be honest, people say Ruiz only had 5-6 weeks, but remember, he fought just before that. He had a long camp. He's been in shape. He's been sharp. So you can't really say, he didn't have proper preparations. He did. But
his favourite word.
He's joking. But you can't really say that. But I don't know. I'm not your trainer. I don't know how he feels. I've never spoken to him before. But I don't think he should fight for the rest of the year. I think he should take that time to recover and then next year do everything properly. Because if he has got a concussion, you're going to need time to recover from that, get into camp, start sparring again, and it might be a bit too soon. Like November, December is not that far away, to be honest. But I think in a rematch we should see some changes from Joshua. Like if he's the fighter that we all expect him to be, that I believe he is, kind of thing. But Ruiz is a good fighter. Ruiz will come out the same, more confidence. He's the champion this time, so he's going to come out guns blazing and probably try to get in better shape than ever. And Joshua might be that little bit more cautious because he's thinking, damn, this guy got me last time. So it could have a negative effect, but maybe it could have a positive effect. We just have to wait and see.
Well, it'll certainly be a huge rematch. Anyways, what's going on with the lives of James Branch Jr.? What's going on?
Same old every day, mate. I'm living the dream.
I'm living the dream.
No, nothing. I boxed the other day, didn't I? Boxed in Stevenage.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, it went alright, mate. Yeah, it went alright.
What did you like about it?
Give it to him. Give him a couple of licks. no, it went alright. Boxed well and that, and then just now I'm just waiting for another date. Just like hopefully probably be the show after this. I'll be on. I want it to be on this, but unfortunately I ain't. So anyway, it is what it is. Got time to go in the gym, practice on a few things. You know what I mean? I want to do some strength work and that, and yeah, that's it.
There's been some good fights announced domestically in the cruiserweight division. You had Chris William-Smith, Richard Riakporhe, and also Lawrence Okoli, Jack Massey. Now, obviously, those guys are matchroom fighters as well. Lawrence and Richard Riakporhe are. So, where do you see your next fights coming from? In terms, because they're all on another stable.
It's hard, isn't it? Because obviously I look at all these people now, and obviously I've got history with most of them. Do you know what I mean? Obviously I was around the amateurs. I was in the amateurs for so long. You know what I mean? Most of these fighters that you name, I've got a history. I've got a history with, you know. So I see it amongst any of them. There's not a name there that worries me really. Do you know what I mean? But just I'll take it one step at a time. I'm only 23 and all. You know what I mean? You got to remember these people.
How many have you had?
I've had 5 now, but I'm still a lot younger than them. And no matter what you say, even though I've boxed them and I've won against them, and that I'm young, and I'm gonna take my time. So we're taking it step by step. So I don't really know. I'm just taking it one fight at a time. Start progressing up the rounds now, and then we'll go from there. Something will crawl out of the woodwork. You know what I mean?
All right. Denzel, I know you've called out a certain fighter in the past before. You eyeing anyone up at the moment?
Nah, I'm not really eyeing no one. Obviously, even back then, that was only because there was like titles in the line and stuff like that. It weren't like nothing personal to any of these fighters or anything. I ain't got problems with no fighters, but anyone with these titles, I'm looking to step up now. So anyone with these titles, I'm kind of looking to move towards. But like it's a thing where like I don't want to be too loud and start being like muggy and start calling fighters out. But closed mouths don't get fed. So if I don't tell people what I want, then obviously I'm never going to get it. So telling people I want titles, I'm telling my team and that I want titles and I want to step up. If they feel like I'm up for it, they'll put me forward. So hopefully we get something by the end of this year. If not, next year we go into the new year looking for these fights. Just ready to step up now. All these other fights is like they're building fights, but I've had 10 of them now. So what next? Like if I'm the fighter I believe I am, like give me a shot. Let me step up and see what I can do. You feel me? But
what's happening in the life of UMAR though? Talk about living the dream. You're all over the place.
How many countries have you been to in the past couple of months?
Going all over now.
America twice, Kazakhstan once.
But it's going good though, isn't it?
What was Kazakhstan like? Would you go there for the boxing?
No, there's a MTK show July 6th.
Yeah.
So we just went to the venue,
I'll check it
interviewed a few people who's going to put the show on. A few of the fighters are going to be on a bill.
Yeah.
Just they're expand. They did a show in Dubai MTK. Now they're doing one in Kazakhstan.
Well.
So obviously got the link up with ESPN. So it's growing.
No, it's looking good, isn't it? It's
growing.
Good,
yeah.
It's good. I noticed you took that role you sort of try to wind them up a little bit, didn't you? You just answer the questions. That you don't beat around the bush. Now you just answer as it is. I like it. I like it.
My job. No, yeah, I'm still jet lagged from New York. Obviously, it's still a shock for me. Because I expected a tough fight, because I've seen Ruiz fight before. But I'm not going to sit here and say I expected Ruiz to win, or in fact, at least put him down 4 times. He went
what do you reckon on the rematch?
Tough, innit? Because it's the case of what's going to change in the next 4 months. But then again, Joshua's going to be so hungry, so determined to get them belts
back. That might be a good thing, because like a lot of people were saying, and I felt like maybe he's not hungry no more. He's got everything. What else does he need to do? That's probably made him like hungry again. Like, you know what? I got to get this back. Like that's an embarrassing loss. If there's anything he wants that more than anything.
And to put on a fucking statement as well. Because if you want to be linked with Wilder and Fury and Dylan White, you're gonna have to put a statement on.
You can't just win on like a close decision point. He's got to lay him out or win. He's got to win mad convincingly to be mentioned for these fights to even be like still at that kind of level, like that kind
Yeah,
of. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Yeah, 'cause
But
it's got value.
it's a huge fight now, which I never thought I'd be saying. Joshua
Yeah,
Ruiz is
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
massive.
Big fight.
So, yeah,
100%.
look forward to it. Anyways, James, Denzel, appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
And we'll catch up soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. Daniel Dubois.
We're going to sleep.